dude. You want to make burritos?
Got green peppers, avocado, Mexican style velvety cheese, flour tortillas, burrito style. I got 3 pieces of chicken breast, 2 different types of tomatoes, cilantro, jalapeno, yellow onion, of course, lemon, and 2 different limes, and I got salsa bowls. And today, what are we doing today is we're making burritos. Something that, you know, I've actually loved doing. Let's say it's the easiest thing to make. Now, unfortunately, this is a little bit above $10. I want to say at least close to $12, depending on what brand you're getting and what it is and how much you're getting of it. So this will be a little different than usually. You know, usually I prefer to keep it at 10, but you know, today we're going to do something a little bit different. Just try something different, you know. And oh yeah, don't forget. Also, we got a little bit of jalapeno as well for like a little extra kick for the salsa. And yeah, so let's just get started and see how everything goes. And hopefully everything goes smoothly. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to start cutting up the chicken into little pieces so that I can start putting it into the pan there, which is already being heated up. So let's just get to the chase with this situation. Now the way I cut my chicken is that I prefer it to be still kind of hard, kind of cold, but not completely frozen. Just enough where it's where you can easily cut through a knife, like so. You always want to get rid of the fat. The fat's no good. So I prefer it that way. That's easier for me to cut and way more enjoyable to do. All right. So I'm almost done here. I'm gonna cut one more piece and I'll be good to go. The seasoning that I bought for this little thing I'm making is I bought fajita seasoning, like legit, like you know, stuff you put on grilled fajitas when you're outside cooking and stuff like that. You know, I got that because shit, like fuck, I love that type of seasoning, especially when it comes to burritos. I feel like it is perfect for this little situation. Now, I could have gone with any other type of ingredient, maybe a little bit of garlic, maybe a little bit of herb, but nah, straight up, I'm going to keep it simple. So I'm going to go with fajita today instead. We finished cutting up all the meat into like, you know, little chunks so that people can get like a little big piece of everything, you know. And I want to start adding some seasoning, fajita seasoning, and a little bit of black pepper. And I'm going to mix it up all together nice and neat and stuff like that. And put it into the pan. Pan's already like close to high heat. I'd say like above medium. They're not like to the point of where it's like burning. So I'm gonna do that. But before I do anything else, before I start putting the meat in, I'm gonna start like, you know, putting in the seasonings, and I'm gonna start cutting up the vegetables. I'm gonna start off with cutting tomato and onion, and then I'll go straight to start putting that in. Start putting the meat into the pan, and then I'll just continue on, and I'll start making the sauce. What the fuck? Is that how they make porn noises in those anime films? It's interesting. Okay, so I already finished seasoning it, and I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to start cutting up the veggies. I'm going to start off with fuck it, I'll start off with the green peppers. And let me just move that to the side. Or it should be perfectly seasoned. I think it's okay for the time being. Yeah, so I guess I'll start off with cutting peppers and fuck it. I guess I'll start cutting up some tomato. Oh, that's fine. Alright. So I'm gonna start taking it apart. Get rid of all the shit from the inside. I don't want that. Nobody eats this. So I cut up all the vegetables, the cilantro, the bell peppers, the tomatoes, and the onions. The onions, I like them stripped like that, so that you get a taste of every single thing possible when it comes to the eating the meat as well. So what we're doing now, we'll be cutting the jalapeno. I'm not going to be making it too spicy, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to peel it, maybe not peel it, but I'm gonna cut it in half, and I'm gonna remove all the seeds out of it. This is what gives it the spiciness of it. Now this shit here is fucking intense already. I gotta be very careful when I'm doing this, because if I don't wash my hands properly, this shit could be on my hands for at least a good few hours, and I don't want that. So peel it off as much as possible. See how it is? How it's completely empty. And you can already smell the jalapeno already. It smells pretty good. It smells fresh. It smells clean. You know? Now don't worry if the little seeds get like on the table, whatever, you know. And while we're doing, I'm going to cut it into strips as well. For this one as well. Have a few big strips, but you know, no big deal. Now we do it again for this one. Pull it off. Skin off. And cut it. There we go. This, I want to save this because this is going into the sauce for the tacos, or burritos, sorry. So, we'll put it right here in the middle, so I know everything is right here. And then there you go. All the ingredients we have for the meats. So I'm going to start cooking the meat right now. So I'm going to turn on the fan, because it will get a little smoky in here. You don't want that. Put a little bit of canola oil so you can give it that fried color to it. Stir it in. There you go. Make sure it's completely coated all the way. Now, oh, you can smell it. It smells great. Now I'm going to start putting in the chicken, just little by little. Don't want to overdo it. Oh, okay, so after a while, I'm going to let this cook for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to start putting in like half of a lime, and half of a lemon. And just so I can give it that little zestiness to it, and then I'm going to start adding in the vegetables. And then maybe like another 10-15 minutes, it'll be ready to go, and I'll start doing the salsa. So right now what I'm doing is that I'm going to let it vaporize. See how, usually like when you cook meat, you always put the top on, or the, what are you going to call it? Fucking I forget. Put the lid on top so that all the heat can stay inside, so the moisture can still be inside. No, I'm not doing that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to dry this out as much as I can, because all that right there gives it extra moisture, especially the tomatoes. So I'm going to let this cook a little bit longer than 15 minutes. And once this, so you start noticing, you start seeing like color start to come into the chicken, start giving me that brown color. So give me maybe about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes and it'll be ready. And this right here will be like set, and also putting in the vegetables and get it all mixed in. And then I'm going to turn it off and let it simmer on its own, so that the vegetables can be kind of hard, kind of crispy, but kind of soft a little bit at the same time as well. So let's see how that goes. Alright, well in the meantime, I guess I'll start adding a little bit of lemon to it. Let me squeeze some of that. There you go. Or lime, sorry, I apologize. A little bit of lime. There you go. And I'm going to save this for later. I'm going to need a lot of it for what I'm making later. It's a little bland, so I'm going to add a little salt to it. That should fix a little problem here. I have a problem with that sometimes. Sometimes I make it perfect and I realize, oh shit, it's bland. You know, and I don't want to make any mistakes today, so I want to make sure that it's ready to go. Well, I let it cook for at least a good few minutes. I'm going to taste it right now. salty. I love it. Maybe a little too salty, so I'm going to add a little more lemon. Just a little bit. You know, because all the vegetables are to drown out all the bitterness. Alright, you're now ready to go. Perfect. So I'm going to start throwing in all the vegetables. Try to fit in as much as I can. Start throwing in the jalapeno, the cilantro on top, of course. There we go. Cramming all that in there. Yeah, perfect. Alright. In there. You can just smell the tomatoes, you can smell the cilantro, you can smell the onions cooking. Oh man. This I love. This is why I love doing this. You get all those smells combined together and you get like one hell of a meal, dude. I may have overdone it. Fuck it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to let it simmer on its own. It's already set and ready to go, as you can see. Looks good. Still a lot of moisture in here left. So what I'm going to do is let it cook on its own so it can start thickening. And we'll start plating that in a little bit later. But right now I'm going to start making the salsas for the burritos. I'm going to start making the avocado first, the guacamole, and grab as much as I can out of each pit, or each slice, sorry. And I'm going to have it with a little bit of tomato for color, a little bit of onion for kick, and a little lemon, a little bit of cilantro for zest. So I like it that way. One more will do. Start adding in a little bit of tomato just for color. I feel like I should probably put it in a bigger bowl since I put 2 whole avocados into that thing. But it's fine. It's fine. Add lemon before I start adding the tomato. Alright, so the guacamole is already out of the way. So now I'm going to start working on the chunky salsa. So what we're doing now is, since the meat is already cooked. Salsas are ready to go. I already have the tortillas and cheese ready to go. The last thing I need to do is the beans. Now I'm deciding on which bean to do. And I've decided right now. Yeah. Everything is set. I want to make a burrito. We're ready to go. First, I'm going to start off with the base. Guacamole. Tongs here. Over here. I'm going to grab as much as I can. Beans. Cheese. Perfect. Not too salty, not spicy at all. Just right. So that's it, guys. That's how you make a burrito.